Hey guys, I actually just figured out on my camera how to put my screen from the back, like to flip it up so that I can kind of see myself. I've this far done YouTube without seeing myself at all, so now I kind of have like a mini monitor in front of me, which is really cool. Welcome back to my channel. It is December 1st today, going into the holiday season. There is no better time for me to talk about what I want to talk about today, which is gut health, how I healed my gut, what is so important about our guts, and how our health kind of revolves around our gut. So I'm gonna get into that today, tell you a little bit about my story with my gut issues and the things that I take and do to keep my gut super healthy and strong, and how it's just completely changed my life and my perception on health. If you guys been watching me for a little while, if you follow me on Instagram, if you know a little bit about me, then you know that I'm kind of like gut obsessed. It wasn't always that way. I didn't always know about the gut health connection. This is something that kind of came about throughout my health journey. I went through a lot of digestive issues. You guys have seen me talk a lot about that on my channel. Eczema, skin, hair, blah, blah, blah. I've had all these issues, and when it comes down to it, a lot of them are autoimmune disorders, and when it comes down to it, it's all related to your gut and how strong and healthy your gut really is. I kind of hit, I guess you want to say, rock bottom with my digestion and bloating. That was really like my biggest issue. I would eat something, I'd be bloated. Like I literally would be in the cutest outfit, dressed to go out for a night. I wouldn't even leave the house or eat something yet and I would get bloated. I just think that thinking about getting bloated made me bloated. Then it would go out and I would like, I could never wear a crop top. I could never show off all the hard work, you know, that I was doing in the gym, because I was so nervous that I would just have this dome of a stomach and be so bloated from eating like a piece of lettuce. I was always dressing like, not more conservatively, but I was just consistently always nervous about how bloated I was gonna be because my digestion was completely off. When it comes down to it, digestion has a lot to do with your gut. I'm actively on Instagram, always talking to my followers, and I'm very now in tune as to the types of issues that most of us are dealing with, and to be honest, they're pretty much all the same. People are either dealing with some sort of autoimmune disorder, whether it's eczema, psoriasis, some sort of dry skin, arthritis, acne of all different kinds, cystic acne, hormonal breakouts, weight issues where they're doing everything they can, but they're just not dropping weight, just feeling sluggish, low energy, or lacking that glow in their skin. They're lacking, you know, they're using the right products, they think that they're eating the right things, but they're just lacking that extra oomph and that extra feeling of, I guess, vibrancy. And digestion. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of bloating issues. A lot of people just feel like very lost and annoyed, and they're just like, they don't really know what to do because every time that they eat something, they feel bloated or they're uncomfortable or their stomach is upset. So many different issues, so many different people. I cannot speak on everybody. I can really only speak for myself, but being in this position and being so in contact with my followers, I'm so aware of what people need to know, and I want to share the things that I've learned along the way that have helped me, because I hope that they can help you, because it's life-changing for me. And for me, it was a slow process to get to where I am today. So why don't I just save you guys like a year of trial and error and just give you some tips and tell you what's helped me, and I really think that they're going to help you too. So without getting too scientific and too boring about it, because the reality is that I'm not a doctor, I'm gonna explain it to you that I understand it. So basically, when I talk about a gut, I'm not talking about like, you know, a gut and like someone's like, oh, you know, you really gotta work on that gut or something. No, I'm talking about your digestive tract lining. I'm talking about your gut microbiome. We all have one. And the reality is that it's really the center of all disease. Back in the day, Hippocrates said that all disease starts in the gut, and he is right, because everything sort of does travel through your digestive system and then goes into your bloodstream. I am gonna explain it to you in the way that really made it understandable to me, and I sort of got this analogy and understood it through Dr. Josh Axe, who is an expert on the gut, who is an expert on the microbiome, who is an expert on leaky gut syndrome, which is a thing that a lot of people are suffering from and they may not even know. So let me explain it the way he explains it, because this is how it was made very clear to me. Your gut, it's like a mosquito net, and lining that mosquito net, you have a bunch of bacteria. When we think of bacteria, we think, oh my God, bacteria is bad, it makes you sick. So there are bad bacteria and there are good bacteria. You want good bacteria to line that mosquito net to protect it from the bad bacteria. So think of it this way. If you have a lot of good bacteria, bad bacteria tries to trickle into it. That good bacteria is gonna act like a defense line and be like, no, you're not getting in. So you wanna line your digestive tract, your gut lining, with good bacteria to fight off the bad bacteria. Because even if you are like a saint, and even if you do everything in your power to ward off bad bacteria and do everything you can to heal your gut and not, you know, come into contact with any bad bacteria, well, you live in a really toxic world. Pollutants everywhere, chemicals everywhere. You could walk into a pharmacy and they could have just mopped the floor with something, with bleach or with some sort of chemical cleaning agent. Those are all things that are gonna create bad bacteria, and they're gonna create disturbances in your microbiome. So lining your gut with good bacteria is super, super important. And I'm gonna tell you sort of how you can do that, but I'm just gonna explain more about this little mosquito net that I'm talking about. So let's imagine that you have this mosquito net. When you eat things like gluten, like sugar, like dairy, vegetable oils, hydrogenated oils, all these things that are really generally bad for you. Today is actually day 5 of the KGMTL challenge. We're doing it for a 3rd time. You can watch my video on my challenge below on my channel. Is really the way that I eat. And the way that I eat is based around trying to have a really healthy gut to fight off all of this bad bacteria. I'm trying to get my followers to do what I do and sort of eat the way I do. And what the challenge is that it's no gluten, no dairy, no refined sugars, no hydrogenated oils, no processed meats, cured meats, things that are really gonna create these little micro holes in your mosquito net lining, your gut lining. When these things pass through to your bloodstream, they create inflammation in the body, and inflammation is the root cause of pretty much all problems. If you have inflammation in the heart, that's heart disease. If you have inflammation in your skin, it could be eczema, it could be psoriasis. So all of these little diseases do come through your gut. So it's really important to keep that gut protected. One of the worst killers of the gut microbiome, and one of the things that's gonna make a lot of holes in that little mosquito net, are things like prescription medication. Given to us like it's candy. Doctors throw prescriptions at you and it's gonna fix all your problems. And you know what, short term, it may fix that problem. But when you take antibiotics, they're killing all bacteria. So you're killing the bad bacteria, you're also killing the good bacteria, and it's creating a big disturbance in your gut microbiome and creating these little holes for whatever you eat that could be bad, or whatever you're ingesting, to go into your bloodstream and create inflammation in the body. I want to mention that even if you eat all the most amazing foods, don't eat any of the things I just mentioned, take all the right supplements, if you are overstressed, if you are always anxious and stressing, that is the #1 gut killer, is stress. So you gotta learn or figure out a way to reduce your stress. For me, being active, exercising is so important. No one is saying that you need to go and work out every day on a spin bike or do these hardcore classes. Just even getting outside for 20 minutes a day, or walking on a treadmill, or just getting moving for 20 minutes a day or a few times a week is so great for your mental health. You really, really want to keep your stress levels down. Don't sweat the small stuff. I know it's easier said than done, but really, if you are like living a high stress life and you're always freaking out and stressed and anxious, that is one of the #1 gut killers. And it's sort of this vicious cycle, releasing toxins, and it's just a vicious cycle, because until you reduce that stress and hone it in, able to really build back up that good bacteria. So you really need to find whatever way you can to reduce stress. Before I get into all the awesome things that I found along the way to really help heal my gut, I want to just talk about things that are really damaging our gut. So I've already gone over the fact gluten, dairy, refined sugars, processed meat, trans fats, things like hydrogenated oils, packaged food, conventional meats, things like chicken, meat, eggs, that are not organic, are extremely, extremely bad for our gut, because they're very high in omega-6s. Omega-6s are good in small doses when leveled out with omega-3s, but what they can do when you have too much is they cause a lot of inflammation in the body. Again, inflammation is your enemy. You know, it's like I said, it's the cause of all problems and all diseases. Refined carbohydrates and processed grains. So that's when I say gluten, it's like a pretty wide term, but when I say gluten, I'm really talking about GMO, refined carbohydrates, and processed grains. So, you know, things that are just not done properly. Like I talked about this the other day on my story, how I'll eat Ezekiel bread because yes, it contains gluten, but it's sprouted, it's soaked. It goes through the proper process so that our body can properly absorb it. It's not going to create inflammation, and it's not going to create an issue in our digestive tract. Another thing that you guys may or may not know about me is that I genuinely and strongly believe that food is medicine. There's one thing that we do all day, we eat. And what you eat is either going to define you or kill you. I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but it's the honest truth. So if you eat things that are super warming to your gut, that are super good, that are really going to promote good digestion and good gut health, then your gut is probably going to be healthy and strong. But if you eat things like I just mentioned that are detrimental to your gut health, you know, create these disturbances in your microbiome and create inflammation in the body, well, they're probably going to over time make you sick. When you continuously do something over and over and over to your body, over time, that's what your body knows. And then you're living in a state of, oh my God, like this is not good. You really have to be careful about what you're eating, because what we eat is really gonna determine how we live. Now that I've sort of gone over the bad thing, I wanna go into the good things and the things that you wanna be focusing on eating, things that you wanna be focusing on eating, and the supplements that I have taken and that have really helped me help with my digestion and help with my gut and help build back that good bacteria in my gut. So it's not like you're gonna take one magic pill and it's just all gonna go away. It's a process, it's a lifestyle that you have to sort of lead, which is why I do the KGMTL challenge with my followers. It is the type of lifestyle that I have chosen to live. I live that way 90% of the time. So all the things I just mentioned, the gluten, the dairy, the refined sugars, the hydrogenated oils, the generic meats, all of those things, I do not eat those things 90% of the time. Yes, here or there I'll have a little bit. That is not going to make the biggest difference. If once or twice a week or having a bite of a dessert or some sugar or something packaged a little bit here or there, that is not gonna be the make it or break it. If you're eating it all the time, that's gonna be the make it or break it. So no one's saying that you need to be this rigid, like uptight person who can never have anything. No, but for the most part, you really wanna be living this type of lifestyle if you really wanna be healthy, feel good, have good digestion, glowy skin, help your autoimmune disorders, stay at bay. All of these things are really, really gonna help you. And I'm gonna tell you now all the things that I eat on the day-to-day that really help me, and the supplements I take that have helped my gut stay super strong. Great idea of the type of foods that you wanna be eating to help keep your microbiome. I should have mentioned earlier in the video the actual definition of what microbiome is. Micro means small, biome is a habitat of living things. So small living things. Healthy, good bacteria. So small living things that are fighting off the bad living things. You get it? Before I get into supplements and things that I take that are gonna help with your microbiome, I'm gonna just tell you all the foods that promote a healthy microbiome and the types of foods that I choose to eat on the day-to-day because they keep me healthy and they keep my gut strong, digestion on point. First things first, fresh vegetables. There is nothing more natural and better than good, organic, fresh vegetables. Vegetables are filled with nutrients. Vegetables have been alive. They grow from the ground. Organic vegetables even better, because when you're eating non-organic vegetables, they are filled with pesticides. Pesticides, chemicals, kill your good bacteria. And you don't just want to have one vegetable, you want to try and have a variety of vegetables. Think of colors, beets, carrots, cruciferous vegetables, I think I'm saying that right, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, dark leafy green vegetables. All of these things contain so many different vitamins, so many phytonutrients, so important for your health. And like I said before, food is medicine. If you are feeding yourself these types of foods, you are getting so much nutrient dense food, so many vitamins. It is so important and so good for your digestion. So try to have 4 to 5 servings of vegetables a day. I always recommend that at every meal you have at least 1 serving of vegetable. I also have a green juice every day, so even if I'm not having as many greens as I'd like, high dose of nutrients to my cells every single day. Guess what the next thing is? Fruit. Fruits with the fiber, amazing for you, so important. Again, nature's candy. These are things that grow in nature. This is natural. These are things that we are supposed to eat. They're not made in a factory. They grow on trees, they grow outside. Again, you really want to try to be eating them organic. If not, look up the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. At least try to do the Dirty Dozen organic, because those are the fruits and vegetables that will contain the most amount of pesticides. Fruit is so important because it is filled with antioxidants, which are tied to cancer prevention and brain health. So all of these things, super, super important. The types of fruit that I eat the most are things like apples, berries, I'm very big on tart cherries. I try to have a tart cherry supplement. If not, I have cherries in my smoothie every single day. Oranges, grapefruit. So you can really choose the types of fruits that you want. Whatever your favorite fruits are, eat them. Try to get a few servings a day. Fruits, I know a lot of people are like, they're carbs, they're gonna make me big. They're not. Eat them in moderation. Have the right types of fruits and you're gonna be good to go. Other anti-inflammatory foods and foods that are good for your digestion and for your health are herbs, spices, teas, ginger, turmeric, basil, oregano, thyme, even green tea and coffee in moderation. I only have those 2 a day. I have my 2 coffees a day. My bulletproof coffee are excellent for your digestion if it's good quality. Probiotic rich foods. So probiotic is something that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but probiotic rich foods such as sauerkraut, kombucha, kefir, cured veggies, fermented veggies, all of these things are super, super good for your gut. Fish is so important to get those omega-3s, which really helps reduce the inflammation in the body. And things like organic proteins, so organic chickens, organic beef, all of these things are actually very good for your gut. Healthy fats are so important. You guys may or may not know, I do bulletproof coffee every single day. For me, that was one of the turning points in my digestion. Doing bulletproof, actually when I started doing bulletproof coffee, it was for digestion reasons, and it has made a huge difference in my skin, in my hair, in my nails, in my digestion. It is so amazing to get this huge serving of healthy fats that I'm eating on an empty stomach. I'm also getting the antioxidants from the coffee. Put beef gelatin into my bulletproof coffee, which is another amazing thing for your gut. Amazing thing for your gut. Going back to those organic proteins, things like bone broth is one of the most healing and amazing things that you can have for your gut. In the description below on this video, I will put a recipe for how you can make bone broth at home. It is one of the cheapest ways to get your probiotics and your good gut foods. Collagen and gelatin are all things that are within bone broth. So I, to be honest, don't even make bone broth anymore. I just take a collagen and a gelatin supplement every single day by Vital Protein. But really healthy fat, MCT oils, coconut oil, super good for you in moderation. Having a little bit a day is amazing for you. And like I said, I put it in my bulletproof coffee, so I'm just getting it in the morning. It's almost like taking a vitamin. I just have that drink and it is just so filled with nutrients. Ancient grains, legumes, beans, chickpeas, quinoa, amaranth, rice, all of these things, when sprouted even better, are amazing also at reducing inflammation in the body and really good for the gut. I could really go on and on and on about all the things that you could eat, all the things that you shouldn't eat, but you guys can also do your own research. I like to talk from my own experience. I like to give you guys a bit of a background on what's good, what's bad, and then my experience and what I use. So now I'm gonna tell you about the supplements and things that I take pretty much daily to help with my gut. So as mentioned earlier, bulletproof coffee, I will link my recipe below in the description. In my bulletproof coffee, I always put beef gelatin from Vital Proteins. This stuff has legitimately like changed my life. And every single day in my bulletproof coffee, it is amazing for the gut. It's amazing for your hair, skin, nails. Really just one of the most vital proteins. It's a form of collagen and it is excellent for your gut and just making everything more elasticized almost. I don't know the right word to use for it, but your joints and everything healthy. So from Vital Proteins, we have collagen peptides, which you can also put into your bulletproof coffee. This stuff, like I feel like I talk about it in every single YouTube video because it is so multi-beneficial, like the beef gelatin. Used in hot liquid dissolves to nothing. If you put this in a cold liquid, it's gonna gelatinize. This you can use in a cold, hot, it dissolves to nothing in either liquid. So they both have a very similar nutritional profile. They're filled with amino acids. They're both excellent for your gut and everything I just mentioned, but this is more universal. This is better for hot liquids. Unless you want to gelatinize something, then you use that. Also from Vital Proteins, they have the bone broth protein, so you're getting even more gut benefits. This is another excellent option to add into smoothies, to add into whatever you want, because like I said, I used to make bone broth. Now I don't have to because this is just so much easier. I could just scoop it into whatever I want and I'm good to go. I guarantee take every day, and when people ask me like, what are the top 3 supplements that you recommend to everybody? Well, the first thing I'll always say are taking a good probiotic. This is the best one I think I've ever used or found. This is the Nova Probiotics. This is 165 CFUs, colony forming units, meaning that's all good bacteria. It is living active cultures. These are excellent. This will all be linked in the description below, and I have a promo code so you can get 10% off of these. They are amazing. Another thing that has been like all the rage these days is coconut cult. So this is like taking a probiotic, but it's a coconut cultured yogurt. So it's basically a coconut yogurt with probiotic put in. I'll add it onto smoothies. Into smoothies, I'll just take a scoop. I actually enjoy the taste. It's very tart, but I like that. So coconut cult. And how cute is this little flamingo? It's great to give to like kids, or if you just want to add, like, I don't think that you could have enough probiotics. Honestly, it's not one of those things where it's like too much is not good. The more the better. So coconut cult is also an excellent product for your gut health. Earlier I mentioned sauerkraut and fermented foods. I'm always having things like this. This is an organic dill and lemon sauerkraut. I'll add it to whatever. Like if I'm having some salmon or if I'm having chicken, a tablespoon or two with meals a few times a week. I really like the taste of fermented foods. They even have, I don't have it here, but they even have things called gut shot, which is like sort of like sauerkraut but like liquid form, so you just take it as a shot. Also super good for your gut. Another thing that I actually don't have on hand because I just ran out and I should have bought is kombucha. Kombucha is so good for your gut. It really promotes the health of good bacteria and it helps kill off bad bacteria. Kombucha is awesome. I usually have half of one a day. Just make sure with kombucha that you're keeping your sugar content on the lower side, because if you're starting to have super high levels of sugar, it'll help you on top of it. So they do make a lot of great flavors, but watch out for those sugar content. And then this is a supplement that I like swear by. Again, it's been mentioned many times in my videos. This is the krill oil by Dr. Mercola. This is, to me, probably the best omega-3 supplement that you can find. This is krill oil with evening primrose. It's excellent for women and for skin issues especially. You can also get a great quality omega-3 supplement. When it comes to krill oil, Dr. Mercola is the only one I really trust because of how he sources his krill oil. But you can also get a great omega-3 supplement, but this is the one I recommend. Earlier I talked about herbs, spices, and teas. This is my ginger and turmeric tea. I make it every single week and then I bottle it and I have about a glass a day. So this is slow boiled ginger and turmeric tea. It is amazing. Instead of having a glass of water, you could have this. You can make it hot, put some honey in, a little lemon, or you can just have it cold as a glass. I really enjoy it. I will also link the recipe below from my KG's Kitchen Instagram page. I just gave you a good education on really why it's so important to protect your gut, the things that you should be avoiding, the type of things that you should be eating, and supplements that can help you keep your gut extra strong and keep you guys healthy, bloat free, skin glowing, autoimmune disorders at bay. I hope that this was informative to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next week.